Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This is the day that the Lord has made. Ladies and gentlemen, we are rejoicing and we are glad in it. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday, March the 20th. If I'm not mistaken, my wife has said it enough, so I should be clear on this. Today is the first day of spring. Yeah, today is the first day of spring. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you're coming on, joining us live, do your boy a quick favor. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know that your boy, Ramon Preston, my squad, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And you, my friend, you are watching the Ramon Preston Show. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Please put in the comments what city you're watching the show from. Let me know what city you are watching the show from, what state you're watching the show from. Please let me know. Let's see here. Did we just lose reception? I don't think we did. Let me make sure we didn't lose reception. I think we're still on. Yep, I think we're still on. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you don't know, now you know. My name is Ramon Preston. My squad and I, we show up here live every day, Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, to share information with you about your business, your finances, your money, your finances is your money, your investments, your life. We want to help people, and we're on a mission to make sure that the people we want to help can find us. That's why we show up here live every day in the middle of a workday. And today, we're going to talk about 3 plans everyone should have. 3 plans everyone should have. But again, before we get started, put in the comments what city, what state you're watching the Ramon Preston Show from. I love to know where we have our viewers watching us from. Appreciate all of you for joining the show. Appreciate all of you for being a part of our community. And my prayer, my hope, my expectation is that something we say, something we do, something we provide is helping you along the way. All right, so today we want to talk about three plans everyone should have. I really got inspired to talk about this today from talking to my team, my squad, okay? And I realized that once I started talking to them, that this was something I needed to talk to you about. 3 plans, everyone, I don't care who you are, don't matter what you do, don't matter what you do, don't matter how you do it, everyone should have these 3 plans. And here's what's even good about what I'm going to be sharing with you today. These 3 plans might not be plans that you're going to be able to put together yourself. And before the show ends, I'm going to extend an opportunity to you, because if you need help putting these 3 plans together, my team and I here at RP Capital, as you see with this display behind me, my team and I are going to be offering you some complimentary, that's free, advisory services to help you along the way. So that means if you need some assistance, if you need some direction, if you need some insight, if you need to have a sit down to determine what plan needs to be put together in these 3 areas, my team and I are going to make ourselves available for you. Now, just in case you're watching this and you're saying, why are you going to just offer free services? Why are you going to give us advice complimentary? Well, because number one, if I give you free advice, if I give you complimentary advice, if I share with you the best plan of action that you should be taking in these 3 areas, you're going to inevitably do business with me. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what bringing value to people is about. I don't have to shy away or be embarrassed or hide my hand because I want to do business with people. No, I'm going to be straightforward. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be upfront, and I'm going to let you know I want to do business with you. And the way I'm going to let you know that I want to do business with you is by actually doing business with you. And doing business with you doesn't begin with me getting you to pay me for something. Doing business with you begins with me bringing value to you, showing you how valuable our business relationship can be and will be whenever we make a decision to formalize that relationship by actually exchanging money, exchanging ideas, exchanging value, and making an impact in our lives. So with that being said, let me share with you the 3 plans everyone should have. Number 1, the first plan everybody should have is a financial plan. And I could go pretty deep with each of these, okay? Everyone should have a financial plan. Number 2, everybody should have a business plan. And number 3, everybody should have an investment plan. And once you learn the importance of these 3 plans, you will understand why all 3 of these plans need to be separate, okay? So if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. Everyone should have these 3 plans: a financial plan, a business plan, and an investment plan, okay? If you do not have a plan, this is what an old saying is: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, okay? You have to have a plan in place. Now, the thing with putting a plan in place in these 3 areas, you're not just putting ideas down on paper using words and phrases and statements. We're not just talking about you taking information, all right, and putting it on paper and calling it a plan. That's not the kind of plan that we're talking about here. Because if you're going to have a financial plan, a business plan, and an investment plan, it's going to be more than you just writing and typing words on a piece of paper or in a notepad or a document, okay? Or on a PDF or Word document or in your tablet or your iPad or your phone. No, putting a plan together means you're going to take information and then you're going to convert that information into mathematics. There has to be a conversion between information, words, and mathematics, numbers. If you're not able to transfer and convert words into numbers, information into mathematics, you really don't have a plan. For example, I could talk all day about how I want to accomplish something and how I want to get somewhere and how I want to see this happen. And I can put all that stuff on words and I can write it down. I can type it. I can read it on a day-to-day basis. But if I don't mathematically calculate that, if I don't count up the costs on that, if I don't do the math on that, here's the big bougie word, if I don't quantify that, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to just keep talking words that I have ideas in my head about. So putting a plan together in any area of your life, it begins with the idea. It's going to start materializing into words that you start articulating and you start talking about, you start thinking about, you start writing down and typing. But at some point, those words, this is a very simple concept that most people overlook, okay? Your plan at some point will move into words that you will be able to articulate. But at some point, those words need to turn into numbers. It's just as simple as that. Those words need to turn into dollars or numbers, metrics, so that your brain can quantify what your plan is, okay? So for those of you, whether you are a W-2 employee or whether you are a 1099 contractor, stay-at-home parent, a retiree, a business owner, it really doesn't matter where you are in your life. You still should have a financial plan. And I would recommend that you set a financial plan that reflects short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. So let's think about the short-term goals. Well, I'll give you an example. You should have a financial plan that reflects what you want to accomplish financially between now, March of 2025, and December the 31st. Okay? So you need a plan. You need a plan for 2025. You need a financial plan for 2025. This would be considered short term. You need a plan for the next maybe 3 to 5 years. I would push you to the next 3 to 5, at least 3 to 5 years. And then you need a plan for the next maybe 10 to 20 years. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to have all the details about what that plan looks like. But again, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, how am I going to put this plan together? Well, I'm just doing some simple calculations for you. If I look at my 2025 year from a short-term perspective, I want to determine how much money do I need this year, because we're talking about financial planning. How much money do I need this year? And I also want to look at how much money do I want this year. And I want to start doing the math on what that dollar amount looks like. So if you work a job, you already have a base salary or a base pay that you have coming in. And you put what you know you got coming in against what you need, you put it against what you want, and you determine what that dollar amount difference is that you're going to have to put a plan together to bring in so that you could satisfy that dollar amount based on what you want, first need, and based on what you want. And you can pretty much duplicate that same process, not just for 2025, but you could duplicate that same process for the next 3 to 5 years, for the next 10 to 20. So when somebody tells me, oh, I want to make $1 million this year, one of the first things that I want to say to them is, quantify that. Quantify that. If you say you want to make $1 million this year, make it make sense. Don't just give me a whole bunch of words for this so-called plan that you have, and you can't convert those words into numbers, because if you can't, that means you do not have a real plan, because a plan demands words, but more importantly, a plan demands numbers. And so I believe everyone should have a financial plan, and you don't use as an excuse, well, just because I don't have a job right now, just because I spend more money than I make, just because I'm deep in debt, just because I don't know how I'm going to pay my next bill. That's no excuse for you not to sit down and still put a plan together. The truth is, guess what? If you're driving in a car right now, if you're driving in a car and you get lost, let's just say you are lost while you're driving, right? You lost. Well, the next best thing to do would be to put the address in Waze or Google Maps, right? So that you can determine, number one, where you at, and have a better idea of where you need to go and how long it's going to take for you to get there and how far off you are from your original goal. So what that means for you is you could be deep in debt. You could be over your head in expenses. You could be overwhelmed. You could be broke. You could be spending more money than you're making. It still doesn't mean that you don't supposed to put a financial plan together. You do. It's like putting an address in Waze or Google Maps so that you could determine where you are, where you want to go, and what the calculations are. You still want to have that. I would rather wake up, and I've done this for years. I would rather wake up every day broke. I'm not saying this literally, but I would rather wait. If I was broke, let me reword it. If I was broke, I would rather wake up with a plan if I was broke than waking up without a plan if I was broke. If I have a certain amount of money and I want another amount of money, I would rather wake up with a plan with that expectation or with that desire than without a plan. There's no way your life is not going to be better if you put a plan together. You put a plan together, your life is going to automatically be better because you're going to have more clarity. You're going to have more clarity on what you want to accomplish and, more importantly, how it can actually be accomplished. Because if I put a plan together and that plan starts formulating words that I can talk about and articulate and write down, and then if I take those words and I start putting numbers, digits, metrics, dollar amounts, percentages with it, it gives me the ability to mathematically quantify what exactly is it going to take for me to pull this thing off that I've articulated in words. When you don't convert words into numbers, you do yourself a disservice. So financial planning is essentially broken up into those three, where you have the short term, because you want to be able to get these micro wins, but then you have some midterm that I think should be a 3 to 5 year window. Everybody should have this right now. And then you have the long term, the 10 to 20 year play. Because what happens is the things that I do in 2025, while I'm reaching these milestones, I automatically know they're going to play into what I do in 2028, 2029, 2030. And then when I get to 2028, 29, and 30, I know that's going to play into what I'm going to be doing in 2035, 2045. That's how you have to think. You've got to connect those dots. And again, most people, I say this respectfully, most people, whether they're individuals, business owners, whoever they are, most people, their business or their job every day is not to put plans like this together. I know people who can put plans together in other areas of their profession or in the industry that they work in, and they still can't put a financial business or an investment plan together. And it's okay. But when you recognize that, you just have to allow the people who do this for a living or for a giving, because we're extending some complimentary services as well. You've got to allow them to do some of this legwork to at least help you build a plan that you can utilize and use as an outline or as a gauge every day you move forward. Okay, so we have a financial plan. This is for everyone, for the employee, for the temporary employee, for the freelancer, for everyone. Okay, now when you think of a business plan, I don't want you to just think about this 50-page, this 50-page package that you put together that you're going to be submitting to a bank. That's not the type of business plan that I'm talking about. When I'm talking about a business plan, I am really talking about looking at what your business is producing now and what the potential of your business can be later. And you want to look at your business plan from the perspective of the 5 areas or systems that are tied to the processes that will have an impact on your productivity and your potential. So you want to look at your executive department or division of your business. That's one. You want to look at the operational or administrative department or division. You want to look at the financial department or division. You want to look at the marketing department or division, and you want to look at the sales. So when you break those 3 up, it gives you a better ability to start compartmentalizing where in your business do you need to put together the mathematical calculations of what needs to be done. Because your business plan, when it reflects those main areas of your business, now it ties to the systems that are going to be used to house words, data, and numbers. And now you can start developing KPIs, key performance indicators. You could start creating milestones that say, hey, in my sales department, if I make this many calls and set this many appointments, I'll close this many deals. I'll sell this many products. That means I'll generate this much money and I'll be able to do A, B, C, and D. That's the business plan, not this 50-page packet that you put together to impress somebody with all this stuff that means nothing. Oh, we're going to do this and we project this and the next 8 years we see the industry doing that. Don't nobody care about that, not even you. And you know it don't do anything to move the productivity or to expand in the potential. That's a business plan. An investment plan is very similar, but when you put an investment plan together, just from a fundamental perspective, you want to look at what vehicles do you need to use, investment vehicles you need to use to help support and facilitate your business plan and your financial plan. So for example, sometimes people will say to me, I want to invest in real estate, but when I look at what their financial plans or goals are, what their business plans or goals are, real estate is not the best vehicle for them to use as an investment because it's not going to give them what they need today based on these plans. Okay? There was a time where my main investment plan was to actually take free discretionary cash and reinvest it back into my business. Even though that's riskier because I'm not preserving my capital as much as I would if I put it in another vehicle, but it was a part of a plan so that when that reinvested money created new money, then I can kick some of that money into this and then the rest of it into that. So you really need to be strategic. You need to be very thoughtful. And sometimes you really need to be open to have a conversation with people who know what they're doing. And with that being said, if you are watching this show today, okay, behind me is information about our private equity firm, RP Capital. And we are extending an opportunity for you as a member of our community for complimentary advisory services. If you just need to have a sit down or maybe an over the phone chat on a financial plan you want to put together, a business plan you want to put together, an investment plan you want to put together, or maybe all three, my team and I, we are making ourselves available and we want to help you put a plan together in these 3 areas for 2025, hopefully for the next 3 to 5 years, and we should be able to look out 10 to 20 years. But at least for this year, You want to have some type of plan that you can not only articulate with words, but that you can quantify mathematically with numbers that gives you the ability to have more clarity on what needs to be done and how it needs to happen on a day-to-day basis. So all you have to do is look inside of the description of the video today, and you'll see our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us and let us know you would like to take us up on that complimentary offer. It's no cost to you. This is what we do within our private equity firm. You can also go to rpcapitalfirm.com. That's rpcapitalfirm.com, rpcapitalfirm.com, and you will see who we are as a private equity firm, what we do, and how we're helping a lot of people put financial plans, business plans, and investment plans together that can help them not just build a system of success today, but also a system of sustainability for tomorrow. So hope today's show was valuable. Please let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from today's show. And I hope that you're at least open to start putting a plan together in these three areas. And again, if you need help and assistance, most of the professional financial planners, even business planners and investment planners, are not even going to sit down and talk with you. They're not even going to take any time to communicate with you, especially if you don't have a certain net worth. And I believe that it is just a disservice for firms like RP Capital and my team to not at least offer it to you. And it's a disservice to the community you're a part of and to the family that you're a part of for you to not open yourself up to figure out what is the plan that you need in your finances, in your business, in your investments, and maybe in all three areas. So I appreciate you all for joining the show. Thank you all for being a part of our community, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 12 o'clock noon on the Ramon Preston Show. Remember, in the description, you'll see our contact information. Reach out to us. We are extending complimentary services to all of our community members.